So as you guys may know, I'm not someone who likes to jump to conclusions when there's passionate incidents and high emotions and all this other crap, particularly when it's something, political. In the Kyle Rittenhouse incident, I could only say what I saw in the video and what it seems like was the case. Well, there is that question of maybe something happened beforehand that might have set even more context. Maybe he was being chased for a good reason, right? Well, sometimes I hate Twitter. Okay, usually I hate Twitter, but it's addictive, and I use it probably more than I should. But sometimes it's pretty amazing. And in this case, it was amazing. I should say, if you follow the right people, the collection of raw footage from the incident, from the unbelievable amount of angles, something we never would have had before for an incident like this in the past, was unbelievably illuminating as to what the truth of the matter of what happened was. Now, there was this kind of confusion as to the gunshot sounding different at the beginning of the first time Rittenhouse fires. You hear a shot, and then you hear shots. Okay, and it was kind of unclear. It was like, well, what happened? What was the first shot about? Was that a warning shot, or did he miss, or when did he shoot? Because this dude was already on top of him. Well, another video that had an extended cut of this kid being chased by a group of people. When he enters the parking lot, a number of them, I guess, decide that they're not going to follow him. In fact, he runs past the cameraman you can see filming from the main video. That was kind of the one that was like the really good angle where you could see essentially the other dude throwing the thing at him, and which some reports said it was a Molotov. I think it looked like it was more like a brick or a bottle in a plastic bag that just kind of looked like that when it was sailing through the air. I mean, it did look like in some of the stills like a Molotov, but on the video you can kind of see it's not really emitting any light. It's just it's white. It was clearly heavy. So he enters the parking lot, and someone steps up behind the original cameraman, and who was chasing him, pulls out a gun, fires it in the air. Now, of course, Kyle has absolutely no reason to think that this is not aimed fire at him, because he has a mob of angry people who look like they want to kill him, who are chasing him, and now he hears gunshots. And then instead of everybody dispersing when there's gunshots, like you're kind of supposed to do, the other guy is still running him down. For all he knows, this guy shooting at him. Kyle did nothing wrong. Period. He did nothing wrong. Another angle of him shooting the guy with the Glock, you can see the guy with the Glock pulls up and actually draws the Glock and points it at Kyle, and Kyle essentially snaps and hip shots and saves his own life. And there were some screen caps from the Glock guy's social media where he was saying he regretted not, shooting the kid before or going back to unload a magazine in him. I'm very cautious with those kind of screenshots because that's the kind of stuff that can be manipulated. But I am seeing stuff from other social media posts from people who are his friends who are echoing the same thing. It's looking like that is the case, but I'm not ready to, hang my hat on it and say, oh, yeah, that's 100% true. I don't know. But what I do know is that Kyle did not shoot first. Kyle did everything in his power to get away. And then a dude with a Glock even came up and tried to murder him. And he shot and he defended himself. And he's alive because he was armed. This kid did nothing wrong. I don't care. I don't care if he bought the rifle off the back of a truck. I don't care. It doesn't morally matter to me. His life is worth more than some bullshit. And he did the right thing by, if he was going to go there to do whatever he had to do, being armed, he is alive because he was armed. Period. So, it is the textbook example of being judged by 12 instead of carried by 6. He is alive because he was armed. He did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. Nobody would have died if the mob hadn't chased him and if they hadn't shot. Nobody would have died. Not his fault. He's exonerated as far as I'm concerned. The videos I've been seeing, he's completely exonerated. I don't care to hear, oh, he shot protesters. No, he shot people trying to do harm to him who had already fired shots. Kid's innocent. Period. Let him go. Let him go. I hope the prosecutor basically sees the new evidence and immediately drops it. And I hope people wake up and actually go find this footage for themselves. Oh, he shouldn't have been there in the first. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know. You know who also shouldn't have been there? Trayvon Martin, right? And by that logic, you could say that you could say he deserved to die. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Stop with the bullshit. Watch the videos. If you don't want to seek out information on videos of raw footage that contradict your narrative, that this kid was some sort of like nutcase or white supremacist or something, if you don't want to actually challenge that narrative by finding the raw footage to see actually what happened, don't comment. Don't comment on it. It's ridiculous. I got a little social media scuffle with some, I guess, friends of a friend I had in college, and they were just convinced, like, oh yeah, well, you know, him being there because he shot people, and they just wanted to riot, loot, and destroy, and they had every right to go after him, and if he hadn't been there and he hadn't been armed, people wouldn't have died. Well, now that completely collapses because he was shot at first. So I don't even have to refute that ridiculous sentiment because they shot first. Period. Mob hadn't chased him. Mob hadn't shot. Those people wouldn't have died. And actually, those people would have probably also been fine. Well, no, they absolutely would have also been fine had they not continued to chase him down. I love one of the things was like, well, you know, the second two people, oh, they don't know that the first thing could have been self-defense, so they were trying to disarm him. Oh, no. Oh, no. You see, not only that, it actually puts Kyle in the right, because now he doesn't know that the dude coming after him with the Glock is the guy who shot earlier, as far as he knows, at him. The narrative is gone. The narrative is gone. The media is not going to cover it. You're going to have to do this heavy lifting on your own. But the narrative is gone. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the philosophizing and whether he should have been there and whether he had a legal gun or an illegal gun or he traveled from another state. It's like 20 minutes away. Get out of here. Kid, you shoot at him, and he was armed. And as the saying goes, fuck around, find out. Instant demonetization. Not that I'm monetized anyway. There's a reason that's a saying. If someone is shooting and you decide you're going to run headfirst into the guy with the gun who doesn't know what's going on, is the one who's being pursued by the angry mob, and now there's shots fired, and then he domes you, he's got every right to. Sorry. I don't care. I don't care how righteous your cause is. This kid feared for his life, and he had 100% reasonable reason to fear for his life. And he shot at the last possible seconds he could have. These three people who were shot at almost point blank range. He shot the last ball. He gave them every opportunity to disengage, and they didn't. And now, one guy almost lost his arm, and two other chumps are dead. Sorry, I'm not gonna have any sympathy for them. You don't do that. You don't do that to somebody. Young kid, elderly person, doesn't matter. You don't rush them. You don't have somebody in your angry mob shoot in the air like some sort of like cowboy Wild West bullshit, and think you're gonna run him down and not get shot by him. Kyle could have been disarmed, and he would have been within his right to use lethal force to defend himself, if he had the rifle or not. Ridiculous. So, whatever. Kyle Rittenhouse did nothing wrong, and anyone who says otherwise is either completely ignorant or deliberately lying to you. Video proves it. Sorry, guys. It's over. It's very rare that the information comes out this fast. It's over. Y'all wrong, and y'all can shut up.